I get the feeling that the Max Payne multiplayer is some sort of white rhino. And I'm going to explain what I mean there, but I'm going to, of course, grab Fluke first, somewhere hiding in the shadows.
I've got it.
There you go. So, do you agree with me, the white rhino aspect? You've had your dabblings with it, but do you know what I mean?
No.
Okay, so the white rhino, the rare white rhino, the multiplayer, how many games did we actually get into compared to how many games we actually tried to get into?
Yeah, seems a little flaky. I don't know if it's the same on the Xbox, but...
Oh no, I'm pretty sure on the Xbox it works beautifully.
Yeah, no.
Like, if anyone actually has it, if any of you guys watching this video have Max Payne 3 on the Xbox, or you know of anyone that has Max Payne 3 on the Xbox or the PS3, just drop us a comment and let us know if the multiplayer works without any issues.
In multiplayer? Does it, take 20 minutes and joining 5 different lobbies to actually get into a game?
You thought it was broken originally, didn't you?
Yep.
You were like, I just kept hitting load screens and it just kind of froze.
Yeah, just sat there on load screens. But no, apparently that's because somebody's the host and they've got like an archaic hamster-powered PC.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say that straight off the bat, this game is amazing, but also at the same time, not very well polished.
The game is great.
In regards to the code.
The game is great. The console port is lacking.
Alright, yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll agree with you. Yeah, fair enough.
Because there's nothing wrong with the game itself. I mean, the game is...
Oh, no.
If you take the problems to just what's really good about it, I mean, I'm drawn to playing it. I've been pretty much unable to put it down, despite the problems and issues I've had with it and continue to have with it. I still keep loading it up and just keep doing that same bit that it's crashed at or whatever and carrying on. It's fun to play. It looks cool.
Yes.
I like Max as a character. I'm a big fan.
Oh, yes.
I'm a big fan of the games to start with, so it's probably a bit of a biased kind of review in that respect. I've always been a big fan of the film noir detective thing, and it took me a while at first to get used to the new style since Rockstar have taken over doing it.
Yes, they went from the comic book aspect from Max Payne 1 and 2 to this weird whole digital... The only way I can think of putting it is they're bringing Max into the digital age with the whole,
looks like a digital
weird
camcorder kind of footage. The problem is, at first, it felt like 1 and 2 were darker for it, if you know what I mean. It was a lot more...
Oh, yeah. But I'm going to stop you there. But we're going to start ending up discussing the story, but without spoilers.
Without staying away from this. Later on, without mentioning any story, it kind of... It's not that later on, I think it's just after a while I clicked with the style and how it was, and maybe I'd missed bits and pieces, and now I'm playing through the first bit again. I did miss a lot of bits and pieces. And I like that. It's like watching a film for the second time and catching stuff you missed the first time.
There's the clues, and it's a pretty dark game, and it gets darker and darker.
Yeah, it does get real dark. Real grim dark.
Yeah. But the multiplayer bugs, going back to this quickly, it feels like they've made this game, and they've kind of gone, okay, well, we need to make the immersion of this game perfect, and we're going to cover that as well in a few minutes. Yeah. But it feels to me like they've missed parts of the polish when it comes to the multiplayer code.
I don't think it's just the multiplayer code. I think it's the PC console, the console to PC port. I think it
feels like there are more issues with the multiplayer than anything else. I mean, yes, there are issues that we've both encountered with.
There's issues with it crashing to desktop, hanging the machine completely, requiring a hard reset.
Yeah. We've both had issues where it's frozen or locked on machines, and we're not running like piddly little machines, but it feels like there are more issues with multiplayer than all of those combined.
It does seem the least polished, I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I think that may be because of the amount of extra work it would put in. I mean, on Xbox, it
does itself. That's
part
of why it's part of why people do it that way around. Develop for the Xbox and then port to the PC.
Yeah. But I mean, what was the last bug you had in the multiplayer game? The footage that I've got of multiplayer that you guys can see at the moment. There's you had a sync error, wasn't it? What was the last error you got?
Yeah, it was a sync error and it threw me out of the game.
Yeah. But we had like host not responding, sync errors. We had just no information whatsoever. You didn't know who had loaded, who had disconnected. You kept getting put in the same lobbies as the ones you'd previously left. The only way to actually leave a lobby was to Alt F4 or wait for it to time out, which takes like 20 minutes. The timeout feature is set way too high. But all of these things, I feel like, you know, they'll be polished up. I think they'll be patched.
Yeah.
Because give me, off the top of your head, if you can remember it, if you can't give me the rough estimate, tell me what, once again, the Rockstar Social Club, when you first load it up, gives you how much information regarding bullets and multiplayer people killed and all this stuff.
Oh,
what was the number?
The number of bullets fired was something like... hang on, let me remember this now, because this was a ridiculous number. It was something like... No, that was people killed with a double...
It was like...
No, it was people killed... people killed with a single... with the two-handed weapons, dual-wielding weapons, was like 4 million something.
Yeah, the amount of bullets fired was in the billions, wasn't it?
Bullets fired was 8,364,000,000 some change.
Yeah, so it's being played. The multiplayer is being played. And I can understand why.
I think that counts story as well, but I think that's why multiplayers... Yeah, I think that's why multiplayers kind of will end up being patched later, because it's...
Oh yeah, everyone's going to be focusing mainly on the story.
That's it.
But,
so it'll be
even
slip it out while everybody's playing the story kind of patch.
Even with everyone still playing the story, multiplayer is not being neglected. Like we were, even with all of the issues even with all of the issues that we had with lobbies and getting into one, we still were able to find them.
Yeah, I got shot in the face repeatedly once we could manage to get into one.
Oh yeah,
but
that's also something. Before we move on, this is the last thing we'll discuss about the multiplayer before we end multiplayer.
That annoyed me. I know what you're going to say, and that annoyed me.
Yeah. If you join with a friend, or if you create a party and you try to go into the multiplayer together,
like me and this man here, I'm just like, noobs together.
Yeah, you know, brofist. We're noobs. We decided, hey, we'll go and noob it together. Because what do I enjoy more than shooting you in the face, and what do you enjoy more than shooting me in the dick? To be fair.
Doing it together.
Yeah, we decided to try and jump into this, and we couldn't. Why? Well, we could, but there's a great catch. There are two types of deathmatch and team deathmatch when you first start. There are the rookie modes, and there are the actual modes.
I don't think you can join if your level is higher than a certain amount. And you can't join if you're in a party.
Yes, exactly. They are limited so that... I'm going to make sure I put this footage in. There is footage that you will see either at the moment or later on in this video that is me and Fluke together in a game with people that are like level 25.
Which meant stand up, die, stand up, lie down, stand up, lie down, stand up, lie down.
To be fair, I still got like 6 kills.
No, I think I got like 3 kills, and I did kill the guy who was getting all the kills, but it took me literally getting killed to him and respawning next to him and happened to be behind him and unloading a full AK clip into him and point blank, I'm going to stab you with it range.
If you were quick, the thing is their bullets do more damage. That's what it was. They had armor and their bullets were doing more damage. But if you caught someone on like half health, or if you caught someone that was just in the wrong place, like there was that one bit that people see, which is where someone comes up behind you up the stairs, and I'd swing around and shoot them, and it's like I completely caught him unaware, straight in the chest, bam, down they go. But it's a case of if you want to be slaughtered, play with a friend when you start. If you don't, you're gonna have to like tough it alone.
I don't know. Actually, thinking about it, you might be able to kind of go in on your own and then join on a friend through Steam or join on a friend through Rockstar Social.
You can't join a friend through Steam and maybe through Rockstar Social, but I doubt it.
Rockstar Social.
I doubt it though.
It seems very COD how the interface works. Was very like Modern Warfare, the last Modern Warfare game I foolishly picked up.
But I loved the death screens in it, showing you where you'd been hit, and then at the end of the game showing you like your accuracy and also where you were off center, like which direction you were off center for most of your shots.
That's it. It shows you like the police target cutout board things that you use for training. It's the bullet holes in those, so you can see where you're tending to place your shots.
But no. Apart from that, it also shows you a little reticule and tells you your entire accuracy. and it will show you in which direction you are normally, like, you know, off center. So for mine, it's like up and left most of the time. I don't know why. But anyway.
I see.
Moving away from multiplayer, like in my mind, multiplayer is fantastic. I love the multiplayer. I can't wait to get some more levels. I'm hoping it's balanced. It may not be, but either way, it's some fun. Like the bullet time in it is fantastic.
Just adds to the fun. Well,
Yeah,
that's taking some getting used to because the other people react as quick as me in bullet time, and I'm not used to that.
Yeah, exactly. It's completely weird. But anyway, we were mentioning that the story gets dark, and we're not going to go into the story too much.
Grim dark.
Yeah. But in regards to the single player, given that this is a Max Payne game, if you're going to buy this game,
you're going to be doing it for the story.
Single player, yeah.
It's like Deus Ex. You don't buy Deus Ex for the multiplayer, do you?
No. But, well, there are some people, and credit to them.
Yeah,
awesome
my dad
people.
did play some Deus Ex, the original one, multiplayer against my brother. Owned him in the face.
To me, it felt like the single player had really been polished in regards to immersion.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna word it as immersion. Immersion is the word I'm going with. Immersion. I love that word. Brilliant word. Things like diving or holding your gun.
I know what he's not
things.
immersion, cinematic attention to detail.
Well, no,
because
it's
it's all those tiny little things that are normally planned for the screen.
They also do help immerse you. They don't help detract from the game. They don't break your opinion. If you, for example, if you have a gun strapped to your back invisibly by string, like the fact that
he's always carrying
holds
that rifle.
The gun. The fact that even when you're idle with the gun, he'll hold it in an idle position and just grip it by the barrel.
And then reload, and he'll tuck it under his arm so he can use that hand that was holding the gun to actually stuff the new clip into the bottom of the gun that he's holding in the other hand, and then gets hold of the gun again. It's just like attention to detail in the animations. It's brilliant.
But that to me increases in immersion of the game.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a real world.
I suppose
it feels like a character. He feels
summing
like a
the whole thing up. It's when you're saying immersion, you just mean the attention to detail in the whole game.
Well,
it's phenomenal.
The fact that you can actually get in there and it all comes together in this wonderful package and feels right, and it feels good, and it feels like a character that you can actually enjoy, and it feels like a game world that you can actually have fun in.
Yeah.
And all of these little details. Yeah, all of these little details help keep that enjoyment rather than breaking it. Like when you dive, and if you dive in bullet time, I don't think this happened in AFG. It might have. But if you dive in bullet time and you hit something, bam, you break out of bullet time.
Yeah.
Because you've just broken your concentration.
Yeah, slammed against the wall. Like,
but the best thing is, you will slump against it.
Mm-hmm. I like that. And you'll stay there when you lie down on the floor. That used to get on my nerves in the first two Max Payne's mine. If I remember rightly,
I thought that was brilliant.
The bit where you get up off the floor animation automatically
it got
happened,
you killed,
and it got you killed over again and over. This you can dive through a doorway, flip over on your back after you've shot the guy on one side, land on your back, and wait for the guys who were chasing you to come through the door and unload. Still lying on your back, and it looks awesome.
And also, what am I trying to think of when I say this? The ragdoll physics and interaction with the world around them.
Hang on, careful when you say that, because it is ragdoll physics, but that's normally only applied to dead actors.
Now, this is what I mean.
This applies to fully live.
This also applies to live people as well. However, the key moments that you can really see it is either A, with yourself as Max when you're bullet timing
and diving around and whatnot.
B, when you have killed someone. For example, the guy that I shot in the head that collapsed forwards and caught his chin on a coffee table and stopped.
Just kind of like dunk. No, you get some great ones, not just killing them. If you shoot people in the leg or clip them with something and enough force that they actually fall over, they'll fall over and tumble. I shot one guy in the leg and dinged him, and he hit himself on the table and then fell over backwards. And another one I was playing just earlier on, dinged a guy in the leg, and he fell down this entire flight of stairs. And he started kind of trying to get back. When he tumbled and like arms going, like a guy does falling down the stairs. It looked like it really hurt. And then he tried to get up, so I shot him in the face.
2 extra things onto that. One, that applies in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. If you bullet time over a ledge and clip yourself, you'll tumble. You will fall and you will take a pain when you hit the ground. But the other thing is, I'm going to say one word and you're instantly going to know what I mean. Throat.
Yeah, man, shoot a guy in the throat.
We're not going to say anything more on this. If you have the game, shoot someone in the throat.
If you haven't managed to do it yet, just... Guy runs past, and and I'm aiming for the guy's head, and I miss, and ding him in the neck, and it's worth it.
It's totally worth seeing, just shooting someone in the throat. And that's why I love Rockstar games, because you get the whole aspect of people are like, GTA and everything. It's a case of, with GTA 4, they created a living world. People walking around on their cell phones and all of this kind of thing.
Blowing down the street and the attention to detail.
That's what Rockstar like doing.
They're good at it. Very cinematic games.
Oh yes.
When they've got a story to tell, they are wonderful at doing it, and that's what the game really does.
Yes, it excels.
It shines bright at.
It excels at it. There is no other word. Max Payne 3 excels. Even one of the guys on Vent, who I'm not going to mention, but he'll know who he is if he's listening. One of the guys on Vent picked up this game, and you were kind of apprehensive because of him, weren't you? Because he said that it was all right, but kind of crappy in places, and you thought to yourself, no, maybe he's a bit off. But even he is still playing the game because the story is that good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the control issues, which again I have problems with. As far as the mouse goes, the mouse could be better. It's forced mouse acceleration.
However,
and hopefully they'll patch it and tweak that. But even that, we're still the story is that. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's happening next.
But at the same time, if you don't like the mouse acceleration, you can use a controller because it is designed in some ways to be used with a controller.
Yeah, it will on the PC, at the same time, quite happily play like the Xbox version as far as I can see.
Yes, but at the same time, mouse and keyboard still work really well, in my opinion. There are some niggles, but they still work really well.
Yeah, I'm coping.
Okay, so we should wrap this up.
Yeah. I could sit here and gush about this all night. It really is worth picking up. And I mean, I'm a stingy bugger when it comes to paying for games, but, even getting a ratio of like 50p per hour, you'll hit that with this game at £30.
You're close to hitting that already.
Yeah.
You haven't been able to put it down. And you had your save corrupt, and that wasn't the game's fault.
Nope.
We're going to fully admit this now. This wasn't the game's fault.
It was the way
This was the way he'd installed it, and he moved some files and he ended up corrupting it. But you're actually looking forward to playing through it again, aren't you?
Yeah, I have no problems at all with playing through it again. Actually, the one small niggle I'd have is some of the cutscenes, because it's loading stuff in the... Well, it's not that the cutscenes are long. It's where the game loads in the background of the cutscene, which is clever.
So you're stuck watching the beginning cutscenes. You're stuck watching the beginning cutscenes.
Yeah, and I can't skip through with a lot of the cutscenes. But like I said, I'm picking up on stuff I missed before, so I'm happy to play through it again. I ain't even mad.
So give me 10-15 seconds. On second thought, now that you've had Max Payne for a few days, on second thought, what do you think?
I think it's a cracking game. Well worth the asking price. And I think it is one of those games I'll go back and play again and again, in the same vein of Deus Ex. I did with the original Max Payne 1 and 2. They're just those nice, story-driven, compelling games.
I feel that this game does Max justice. As a character, to see how he has changed from 2 to 3, I believe that has gone perfectly. I love the cynical Max. He's aged. You can tell that he's been through some stuff. The game stays true to the character styling of Max Payne, stays true to the genre that it is trying to create. And Rockstar are fantastic. The only issue that Rockstar normally have is with their coding for the PC.
Yeah,
and I feel that this game is actually fairly solid in regards to single player. Multiplayer is a little bit buggy. There's a few bugs overall, but nothing too game breaking. And to back it up, they have a fantastic world, an excellent character, and a beautiful game.
They've done it well. They have done very, very well for themselves. Nice. Yeah. It's a shame that the console, do a little bit of work on it, boys, for the control config, and other than that, you've under a bang winner there. You can't go wrong.
I honestly cannot say enough nice things about this game.
Yeah.
Which is rare, because I'll always normally try and stay in the middle. But with Max Payne, I'm happy I bought it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's Max Payne 3 on second thought. Wow, I nearly said 2. That would have been a massive error. There you go.
Nicely done.
You can laugh out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Max Payne 3 on second thought, fantastic game. Go leave it there. If you have any questions, queries, or comments, of course, leave them down below. If you would be so kind as to answer our question regarding the consoles and multiplayer, please leave that comment down below as well. From Fluke and myself, we will see you. I'm not sure when you'll be back, but I'll be back tomorrow. you get a day off or something.
Yeah.
So there you go. We will see you whenever we next see you. I will see you tomorrow, and peace.
In a while.